So diversity and inclusion is a very integral part of EMC, I would say. And I think it's in the blood of EMC that we have a diverse workforce, and we truly believe in innovation because of that.
So before we met him, we had some concern, how the team will cope up and how we'll able to get him assigned. But when we met him first time and looking his confidence and he challenged us actually. So we said, no, I think we can really make that happen. And he's really working, on things which he has been asked to do it. So far, I think I'm really excited and happy with the progress what is doing it.
Challenges definitely, because when you have a new person joining in, you have to know his pluses, minuses, and how quickly they can grab the new stuff. So we had 1 week marathon of training. He used to come into office by 9 o'clock and leave by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So after the training period was over, during the whole training period, we had various things to be taught. And after that, we did the training so well, and he was so interested. We thought, like, let's continue it for 1 more day, and he can have hands-on experience and how they can run the reports and everything. So he was more than eager to come early and do those reports and do it diligently. He was awesome during the whole time.
Initially, we, along with Kirti, Chaitra and Muthu, checked for the abilities that Pradeep has to do the work. Then based on the abilities, we checked within the team what are the jobs that suits him the best. Then we came to know that some documentations and data analytics jobs would suit him the best. So initially we started up with the Excel sheet work where we gave him some tasks to do, and he did it in a great fashion and a great job he did it in that. And he came up with the reports, and we were like amazed seeing his work. And then later on we thought, okay, with respect to data analytics, he has to know more, so he has to get trained. So that's where Varuna was helping him out with that, and still he's working on it, and hope so, like he'll be with us soon.
Since I had my concerns about how I would interact with the person, and he's been very easy to interact, to give him tasks, to explain things to him. It has been quite easy.
The challenge of getting those tasks done for her, we expected that the timeline will be almost a year for her to cover all these things and get her back on work full strength. But then when we started training her and getting her the work done, it was within a matter of 2 weeks or 3 weeks, she just completed it. The task what we thought of her to get equipped and work on it for a year's time, Gasya did it within 2 or 3 weeks of time, which was like nobody could have amazing. Nobody could have expected of so much of things.
Yeah, but initially I faced some difficulties. Then afterwards, it's very easily to communicate with him. Through communicator, it's not a one-way communication. So whatever the doubts he have, he will ping me and I will answer him.
First time when we heard about the profoundly able candidate, how these guys will fit in, that was a big challenge for us, right? And after meeting Manjunath and then other interns within this particular program, we started realizing that why not, they should be part of our extended family.
The initial feedback have been very encouraging, and I think people were very hesitant when they volunteered to take in an intern, but having seen them work over the last 3-4 months, I see two changes in the way people have looked at this. One, the managers themselves feel their teams have become better because they are now able to bring in somebody who is diverse and adapt their teams to that person's needs. So the teams have become a lot more sensitive to dealing with somebody who was profoundly disabled, and that awareness wasn't there, and the manager felt that the team is actually being way more productive now than before. And for the individual per se, I think their confidence levels have gone up, both for the intern as well as the manager. Intern, because they now feel confident they can actually contribute in an employment space and work very well comparable to anybody else. And for the managers, that they can actually manage a diverse team that they had not experienced managing before. So I think it worked in multiple levels for the manager, for the intern, as well as for the team. I've seen lots of benefits.
My solutions are, I use an on-screen keyboard. It's a word prediction software as well. So I use it to type. So it's like a virtual keyboard on the desktop. And apart from that, I think I use the Dragon Natural Speaking, which, whenever I need to write my blogs, which are of lengthier text, it's voice to text conversion. So I use the Dragon Natural Speaking. I use my mobile as well. I use a Bluetooth to answer my calls, and all my desk calls are directed into my phone. For mobility, I use my powered wheelchair, and I have a car which is modified. I think these are the two things that enable me to probably zoom around the office and probably even commute in this heavy Bangalore traffic as well. Yeah.
So it was in July 2008. I was looking for a graphic designer, and there was a mail which came in from Enable India recommending Deepa. Right. So I met her for a formal interview, and she rolled in the wheelchair, and I asked her, like, what is that you did, right? And she had her own personal website, and she did a fair amount of awesome work on graphic designing. Right. It was hardly about 10 minutes. I don't think it was more than that. And I saw the work, and I said, so Deepa, do you want to work from home or from office? And I just remember a spark in her eyes. He said, no boss, I want to be in office. Right. One of the reasons I'm looking for a corporate life is I want to get out of home and come out and meet new people, right? And I thought that was a very good attitude, very positive attitude. Obviously, I was looking at her to see, I thought I was helping her, saying that you can work out of home if required, come into office, but she said, no, I'm going to come into office 5 days a week.
And my early childhood was very much very similar to anyone else. I went to a normal school. I went to a convent, basically. I was dropped out because of the inaccessibility of the school, and of course, at that point in time, there were no proper guidance even for my parents to take a call. So pretty soon I was at home. So I was there at home for more than 15 years. My pastime was to sit and paint. I used to do a lot of sketches. Of course, at that point in time, I could hold my pen and write. Now, currently, my condition is deteriorated. So at that point in time, when I drew, I kind of scanned them and put them on the blogs. I learned computer on my own as well. So over a period of 1 year, I think I only played in the computers. There are a lot of to play around it, like a lot of video games and all that. But after that, I picked on when the internet was new. Of course, that's how it opened up the entire information domain for me. So I was a self-learner, by reading through different web pages and all that. So that's how I started on. And pretty soon I started my own freelancing as well. Back then I called it imgrin.com. I had things like building web pages for small firms or institutes, NGOs. I pretty much started building dynamic and Flash-based website for these people. Pretty soon I was thinking I should look into opportunities, and that's when all this IT boom happened, and people were getting jobs and all that. So I thought, why not me? And I think it started there. I didn't try any other opportunities because I didn't know how to go about it, and somewhere I felt like Enable India could help me, in that journey, right? I wasn't confident enough that I could do on my own. It was very frustrating. So I had both a frustration, as I told you, because we used to go, attend the interview, cleared like 4 or 5 rounds together, and here I go, I get a reply saying that I wasn't selected. And Shanti was also quite, perplexed on what happened, right? Because we were very positive that it would turn out to be a fruitful one. And I used to cry, I used to shatter down to Shanti saying, maybe I'm not worthwhile at that point in time. And she was someone who, who encouraged me at, all the given times. There were a lot of, presentations that I did for Enable India at that point. And I did a lot of Flash, modules. As I said, we were building a lot of Flash material within the organization here at Enable India, and I supported them to build all that. So we were trying a lot of ways to, as I said, crack that code to get me into the corporate world, and it was a constant failure because, we thought, what shall we do? And that's when we came up with something called a self-advocacy video. So I shot a video of me working in my home, how I work, my environment, and what kind of tools that I use. And I made that into a flash again, like an animation which showcased what are the workplace solutions that I need, what kind of tools that I use, and how efficient I am. So this package was actually mailed to corporates before I appear before, right, for the interview.
And she didn't work for me directly, she worked for a lady called Amrita and who worked for me. She had a very good boss who supported her. And the peers that she had were also very, very young and dynamic and all that. So if there is a project and she'll work on the project, the entire team is staying back late night, she will stay back late night to make sure that she's also part of it.
So Amrita again was, very high energy person. I remember telling Amrita that I need like a support at workplace in terms of lowering my desk a little so that I can work comfortably. And I said I might need a helper, but that's fine. I still remember saying this. I told her I'll have a very heavy breakfast and I'll skip lunch. She's like, what happened? Why is that? I said, no, like someone needs to give me lunch, like feed me lunch, and I wouldn't want to do that. She said, doesn't matter. We'll have someone doing that for you. So I think those were the things that made me even more confident that I could stick around for all the 8 hours at work. I started with marketing and communication, taking the graphic design position, being a creative lead for the team. So I used to handle all the emailers, presentations. I used to do a lot of internal branding for them, like building logos, all that. And then I took on to internal communication. So I handled more things like newsletters, emailers, internal campaigns, events. I got promoted within a span of 1.5 years twice into the role. So it was quite a good learning. Then I took on to Marcom Program Manager, where I took on bigger responsibilities of the entire marketing and communication for India COE, where I handled even external branding, external events for the COE, and had a small team as well who worked along with me for that. So I believe the disability journey within EMC started in 2010. We are already 4 years now, 4 plus, right, if I'm not wrong. And it's been amazing how, employees, managers, the leaders have taken this journey into a whole new dimensions. We started with a great vision, and our vision area was on 3 levels. One was awareness. We wanted to spread about how disability can become a business imperative and how an individual with disability contributes to a bigger organization. So that was the main focus area. And then we had hiring, of course. That's also a part of our bigger agenda, to have more and more people integrated part of EMC. And then collaboration. We've collaborated across different industry, different NGOs to understand how we can make this journey in a more confident way. We've taken it to a different level. So when I said we've taken it to a different level, Profound Internship is one such program we started. We had, I believe, 40 people with Profound Internship, like a profound disability. And we got 10, who had already gone through one phase of training with Enable India, one phase of, they had a lot of background checks on them, on their capability, skills.
She has become an example of what diversity inclusion means for us, right? Before her, I don't think we had even thought about diversity and inclusion the way she has brought us to think about today. And not only has she managed to make sure she is successful in what she is required to deliver to, she's also made the organization more sensitive and aware to what diversity and inclusion means. And she has helped launch a bunch of programs, the most recent one being the Profound Internship program for profoundly disabled people. And that wouldn't have happened without Deepa being the champion behind that program. So to us, if I look back what she has done, I think she has become the champion of what diversity and inclusion is for us.
We have faced some challenges, I wouldn't say no, but the challenges are not with the person or the disability, but the challenges have been more in terms of the technology probably, or into the system, probably they are not able to access the system, but we have found great solutions to work around that as well. So I think, again, down the lane, it is not about disability, but it is about how we find solutions to enable them.
Mouse grid. 4. Switch to inbox.
Click. Mouse grid. 5, 2.
There is no limit to what we can do. As I said, we have barely scratched the surface. This is the starting point, and what we can do is so much more. And I would like to use this as a pilot that we can showcase to everybody else out there, not just within EMC, right? I think what we have learned doing this program within EMC, and I definitely want to share that experience with other corporations, because I want to make sure that both the interns who are coming through as well as the corporations are benefiting from this program. So I would like to see more of the organizations stepping up to doing something like this, either with Enable India or somebody else, but definitely doing it for the profoundly disabled people.